Hey everyone, welcome to my brand new channel. I wanted to introduce myself to you guys so that you can kind of know some background information on me, who I am, where I'm coming from, and see if it resonates with you. This is my GLP-1 journey. I have tried for so many years to get healthy. I've tried all the diets from keto to low carb to carb cycling. I've worked out. I've done all the things in my 20s and 30s, and I just keep getting bigger and bigger. Some little bit of information about myself, because we all have our own individual journeys, our own individual backgrounds that affect how we respond to different things. I am not a medical professional, so let's get that out in the open. Be transparent. Please don't follow me for medical advice. You need to talk with your providers, your health care providers, and make the best choices for you. So I am 46 years old. In about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I had a full hysterectomy. There were a lot of reasons to go into that. One was migraines, and they were so horrendous that part of it was due to the hormonal shifts that I had, and I physically couldn't take it anymore. So I talked with my health care provider, my gyno, and we came to the decision that this would be best for me, and I am happy to say that it did work. I don't have the hormonal migraines where nothing would touch them anymore. Nothing would help with them. So now that I don't have that level of migraine is gone, and I am so thankful for that. I do take a hormonal therapy medication because, again, I am still too young, I guess, to go through the later stages of life with perimenopause and all of that. So they do have me on that for now, and then we'll broach the topic of coming off of that later as I get a little bit older. So that is on that route. Because I started this journey of trying to get on medications back in January. I was looking at the weight loss surgery part. Again, this is going to be kind of all over, so hopefully you guys can follow my random trains of thought. But yes, so my journey really started back in January. I did want to do the weight loss surgery, but I had the BMI, but I didn't have the comorbidity. And I didn't have, with my new insurance, the background doctor stuff. So with my insurance, we tried the pills. I'm terrible with names of them. There were 2 different pills that I had to take, and within that time period that I was on that, I actually put on over 10 pounds being on that weight loss pills, and so it had the opposite effect of what they were wanting. So then I really never wanted to give myself shots. At the time, I am, to my knowledge, still pre-diabetic. When I started all of this, definitely was pre-diabetic, going towards being diabetic. Diabetes does run in on the female side of my family. I have had an aunt who passed away from diabetes, and I don't want that for myself. So we finally had that hard talk with my medical provider, with my insurance provider, and so I asked about the shot since the pills weren't working and the surgery wasn't an option because, again, didn't have that. I had the BMI, but again, I didn't have a comorbidity, so my insurance will not cover the medications, which sucks. Even though both Wegovy and Zepbound are, FDA approved for weight loss, which is what I really needed, they refuse to cover it, which is a very common thing with this, with the medication, with GLP-1s. Insurance does not want to cover people taking this. They make it so incredibly difficult to get on it. So I am paying out of pocket for my medications. Along with that, I do have high cholesterol. I had that, and I pre-diabetic. So those are about the only things medically that's kind of staying where my thyroid's fine. My blood pressure is fine. It's actually really incredibly good for as much as I weigh. And being a teacher, so if fellow teachers unite, who are going through this as well. But yeah, so started in what, I'll have to look back at my phone because it was towards the end of year last year when I started and finally got approved. Yes, so it was in May. So I've really been doing it since May. I looked at different, and I did it the probably most backwards way possible to find an actual credible source to get mine from. I started on 2 different other companies. One, I didn't like the interface of their website. It was not very user-friendly. So I changed over, and they were not very forthcoming really about how much I would be taking. And when I emailed them about, what dosage I was on, it had it by units, but I'm not a math person. And so I find that really difficult to try to get down to that. They refuse to tell me how much in milligrams I was actually taking. Got a kitten playing with wires. That's not cool. But anyway, just one second. This is the little baby that is playing with the wire to my light, and I don't want it tipped over. Alright, trying to figure out where I was. So, yeah, so don't do what I did. So I had that one come in. I left that one for another company, and I'm not going to throw out names because that's not nice. And if you hear growling, that's Nick's getting onto the kittens. Yeah, that's going to be a common occurrence on my channel. So yeah, and then the second company that I was with, the price was okay, and then the way once I signed up with them, they sent out, the information, the startup and all that, and then there seemed to be additional charges that were not set out up front, so I then went to Fridays, which is where I am with now. And I stopped working with the other one and then got a refund. So yeah, so with Fridays it is one cost for all dosage that I've already gone up I think a couple of times already. But the interface is very user friendly. You get a lot of different things from one-on-one coaching, dietitian, all sorts of benefits all lumped into that one price. So I do enjoy that, and I need to start actually taking more advantage of that than I have been. But with work, I've just been kind of all over the place. I've used it more interactive with the website over the summer than I have been here recently. So that's kind of where I have started, and then next you're going to see her tail come through. Next, baby, I need to film, and you're kind of in Dubai. Let's see, some more background information. Again, my thoughts are all over the place, and I do apologize, but this is me. I struggle with this sometimes. So my starting weight was 263.6 pounds. That is the highest I have ever weighed. When I started out on the journey, so my plan is to use the GLP-1. I will most likely be on it probably for the rest of my life because I don't get the signals that says I'm full, so I keep eating. And they always say you need to slow down so you have time for your brain to send those signals. It doesn't matter how slow I eat, how fast I eat. If you're a teacher and you have to watch your children at lunch, we have a very short lunch period, so We have to eat super fast while monitoring our students' behavior, that they're not doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So like less than 20 minutes by the time we get all of our students in, we go to the restroom, we heat up our lunch, and then actually try to eat it. It's less than 20 minutes. So I have been conditioned over the last 18 years, and it's still ongoing now, the year 19 of teaching, that I have to eat fast in order to do everything and have nutrition in my body. So my goal is most likely will be for the rest of my life, most likely. I am going to the gym 3 days out of the week, so I lift weights and I do cardio. Doing that, so I'm not just relying on the medicine to do everything for me. I am taking responsibility for my activity, and then being at work, I get anywhere between 6,000 and 11,000 steps a day. So I'm getting plenty of activity in. And then a goal of mine was to start horseback riding lessons. I wasn't sure at my current weight if that would be possible. I just spoke with my upcoming instructor, and she believes, she's going to double check, but believes that I should be able to start on one particular horse. So that is super exciting. But I've always wanted to learn to ride, to truly learn to ride, learn horse care and all of that. So I will be starting that next weekend, which would be, I'm not sure when this video is going up, but that would be on the 16th of August was when I will start that adventure as well. So I'm trying to get more activities, but I can already tell just by taking it since end of May, 1st of June, that I'm having more interest in being out of my house, which is unreal for me. I'm a homebody. I'd rather be at home than pretty much anywhere else. It's my safe spot. But since starting this medication, I don't eat obsessively anymore, even though I'm here. I don't eat. I don't find myself going to the cabinets to find things to eat. I am content with the things that I do eat. I do get an occasional sweet tooth still, but I'm working on that. I don't deny myself when I do want something sweet, but I'm not overindulging is what I have found for that. So it is working. It is doing a lot of stuff under the surface of the skin. It's doing things and correcting things internally that I am not yet seeing on the scale, in the mirror, or anything like that. My current weight, and I've changed my weighing days because I think the stress of the week between my shot and then when I weigh in again is, right now with the start of school, my body I think is in shock. So I'm still taking my shots on Friday mornings, but I'll do my actual weigh-in Saturday. So if my body does flush out anything that it's been holding on during the week, whether it's water weight from my workouts, because I am lifting weights, if it's going out and flushing out when I take the shot again, then I think it's a more true representation on Saturday. That is what I have been finding over the last few weeks. I consider myself to be a very slow responder. I am not a fast responder by any means. I have been battling here the last probably month, going from 9 pounds of loss up to 11, and it's going back and forth. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's frustrating. I think the first month I lost anywhere between 2 pounds to 4 pounds that first month. Most responders do anywhere from 4 to 8 pounds. If they're fast responders, much, much more. I am okay with being a slower responder. It is frustrating. Do not get me wrong about that. But being a slower responder, I think, is going to allow my skin more time to adjust than if I was dropping 10, 20 pounds every couple of weeks or months. I would definitely have more loose skin, and hopefully I'm going to start seeing some more changes in my body as I continue to lift, to get stronger. I want my clothes hopefully to start fitting better, and all of those things. I will say that this has been the easiest start to my school year that I have ever had in a long time. Maybe not as easy as when I first started, because I was a lot lighter then, but my feet did not hurt. I did not leave work limping and moving almost like I was an 80, 90-year-old that can barely walk. That's how I have in the last few years. I barely could stand 10, 15 minutes without my feet killing me, because I am hauling around so much weight. Like I said, my current weight is 253.6 pounds, so I'm right at, I believe, 10 pounds lost at the moment. But we're going to hopefully get it going down as my body continues to adjust. So that's June, July. So in 2 months, I've lost about 10 pounds. I do notice if I drop 3 or 4 pounds in 1 week, I will have a slowdown as my body adjusts to that, and then I will weigh less. In the last couple of weeks, I think I only lost 0.6 pounds this last week. So it's like I said, it's a slow go. It is frustrating. I completely feel you guys. I am at the very start of my journey, so you guys are going to get to watch me do this thing. And yeah, it is going to be a long journey. The place that I find myself struggling with, like working out, is a no-brainer to me. I get going and I go. My biggest hurdle right now is food intake. I've been, last couple of weeks, been eating like frozen meals, and I know that's a lot of sodium and all that. That's just what I had to live off of with the stress of starting back to work. So I'm hoping to start cooking again. I am not the best cook in the planet. I am not a very imaginative cook. I've got to start somewhere, and hopefully it's all going to come together. I am super nervous of putting this out there. I have debated way back in May whether I was going to document my journey, and then a girl, Nick, I'll leave her channel link down below. She is encouraging us who are on a GLP-1 journey to film and get our stories out there. Hopefully some of this resonates with you guys. But it is super frustrating to be a slow responder, but I know in the long run it's going to work, because I am going to be putting in the effort. I have been putting the effort in since I started with the workouts. When I started the shots, I got myself into a routine over the summer, so I would be ready for when work came back. And I am extremely proud that I have kept that promise to myself. I have been going every day. There are mornings that it's hard to get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning to get up to take care of my 4 cats that I have, and then get myself to the gym and then work out. Another stressor that will be coming is I'm getting gifted certified, so I'm going to be back in school on the 14th. So that's going to be another adjustment to coming home after working a full day and then doing classwork as well. So it's a lot of change, but I know it's going to be the year I take myself back over the next few years and on. Like I said, it's not going to ever, I get to my goal weight and then I'm done. And then it goes into maintenance mode, and that's going to be a whole nother journey. But my goal weight that I've set internally for myself is between 155 and 160. So that is kind of my goal weight. It's going to be a while. I hope you will follow me on this journey. I hope you have enjoyed my chaotic mindset of trying to introduce myself to you guys. But that is kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I'm at the very start of my journey. I'm nervous as heck. Is this going to work for me, or is it going to be another failure? I have those internal debates. putting it out on the internet is nerve-wracking, that this is what I'm doing, because I don't want to let you guys down. I definitely don't want to let myself down. I have to figure out exactly what all I'm going to be sharing with you guys, because my kitchen is not really set up in a way to be able to show you me cooking type things and vlogging. I'm going to have to think on those, what type of contents. Leave me ideas and suggestions down below of what you would like for me to discuss. Any topics, if it gets too personal, I will let you guys know that. But yeah, send me any requests that you have. I'm open, I'm transparent. I don't deny that cooking and the food part is my struggle bus. I really thought giving myself a shot was going to be the hardest part. It really doesn't hurt. I was so shocked how easy and fairly painful. It's a prick. You still get a little prick. But it is nearly painless giving myself the shot. So that was incredibly shocking. But yes, I hope you have enjoyed this chaotic introduction of who I am. Again, I am Kim. Follow me along for this journey. Share this message. Share the video. Like. Give me some comments down below. Emojis. Whatever. All the interactions will help to get the message out to everybody. And until my next video, you guys have a great one. Bye, guys.